What is up, everybody? It's your girl Nia, the video game her on YouTube, and I am here with ActivesiN Gaming and Kuuppon Strives. I'll allow them to go ahead and, introduce themselves, say their little piece, give their social media and things like that before we get started. I'll start with Alex. Alex, you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? ActivesiN here, and I am looking forward to talk about some Xenoblade.
Yeah, Xenoblade is life right now. Tell them what's up, Kuuppon.
Xenoblade. Kuuppon Strives here, your gaming diva. About to talk about some Xenoblade, geek the hell out, and do what we do. It's all about them Aries 90s.
Yes, I'm about to get my Aries 90 today. Whenever
Congratulations.
Yes.
About to graduate, we can't wait.
Well, whenever my freaking miranium come around, but freaking me, like a nutcase, freaking I have to increase my my intake or whatever, because right now I'm only ranking in like what 14. What number did I tell you? Like 14,000 and something.
Terrible.
Yeah, so I need to go back and yes, I need to go back and get my put on some mining pros, which I have like a gazillion of them because I never used them until now. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Start stacking those up.
Heck yeah. Like I have like so many mining pros because I always felt like they were kind of like irrelevant. Like I was just trying to get the money.
It seemed that way at first.
Yeah, but you need it later on for certain things and stuff. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into these topics. And for those of you guys who are new to Xenoblade, you just picked up Xenoblade, or to those of you guys who are still playing through the campaign, I'm letting you know right now, we are not holding back. We are going to talk about spoilers and things that happened at the end of the game. So if you're not about that spoiler life, I'm gonna need you to click that Hado X at the top of your screen.
Come back later.
And come back later when you finish the game. So first of all, I kind of want to start out with the graphics and design and the soundtrack, because I feel like that's kind of one of the bigger points in the game. I feel like Monolith Soft did a hell of a job fitting a lot of stuff into this game, considering that the Wii U is really not that powerful. And that's an understatement. That limited hardware boys, yes. So
hashtag limited hardware boys.
But they did a hell of a job. But
it shows their talents, definitely.
yes, like
yeah.
I am very impressed with the work that Monolith have done. But there are some technical limitations like pop-ins and and stuff like that. But for the most part, I think that the game looks really good. The worlds and the continents and pretty much like all the fauna and everything. They look really nice. Like the creatures and everything. Enemy design is really creative.
Has, like a nice design. It's very varied.
Very
especially the different areas. Every area looks completely different.
Yes,
Definitely.
very much so.
There's plenty of places to go and explore. They definitely got that open world down to a letter. So.
Oh yeah, that open world is. I've never played a game this
beautiful.
large.
Yeah, it's absolutely enormous.
Yeah.
Especially when you first start in the game, you have to run around everywhere.
Right.
Especially
before you're about that skell life.
Yeah.
They did a good job of like leveling the game as far as like with you on foot, then when you first get your scale, and then when you're able to actually fly with your scale. So it's like a 3-tiered layer.
Oh yeah.
For like exploration. So I really enjoy that
because you thought you were the game for 3 different times.
Yes, it's so crazy.
Ways, so.
Yes, like it's so crazy. Like when you first, especially when you first learn to fly. Like whenever you get your scale, you're able to beat up.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, finally, I can go to these areas that I've been dying to go to because I know I can go there.
Right. It's like, dang, I wonder what it looked like at the top of that mountain over there, man.
Yeah.
I remember like I
Definitely
found this
like-
defense site and it was like on top of a mountain that I couldn't reach.
Oh
And that
wow.
was like the first place I went to when I could fly. I'm like, finally!
Yes. And it's so crazy because like before you can fly, it's like you see these little areas in different places. And you're like, man, I know I can be up there, man.
Right.
I just don't have the means right now. It's driving me crazy right now.
That's totally one thing about this game, though, is that everywhere that you can look, as far as you can look, you can go to it.
Oh yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing,
No
there's no
limitations.
place you cannot go to. So this is the true epitome of open world. It's not no just you see something in the distance and you can't go there. No,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
see it, you can go to it.
Oh
period,
yeah.
and touch it.
Yeah.
And
So that's what I liked about that.
Oh yeah, and it's really interesting because like I even tested this theory even like early on in the game and before I got my scale was that like I just got it. I think I was in like primordial waters and I swam as far as I could go to see if I could make it to Silverlum and it took me like 15 to 20 minutes
Yeah, I
to
did-
swim
Yeah.
over there.
I swam over there too. I was
Yeah.
like, this is bullshit.
I swam all
Actually, I
the way to
didn't swim, I used my
Silverlum and then
scale
I
when I
saw
first
these
got
like
it.
really high level guys. I'm like, I probably shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Right?
Like when you see a Zedome for the
high-level
first
Nexus.
time, oh my god. I'm like,
that thing
yo.
used to scare the shit out of me.
And now I could
remember-
care less. Now he's just a nuisance.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Like a little,
I remember
like,
when me
get out of here.
and
You're in my way.
right, like I remember when me and Kuuppon were playing this game for the first time, and we would like constantly post pictures, like, "Oh my God, what is this? What is that? Like that looks like death over there." Like I might, but you know, when you get higher up, you know, you start flexing a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And Alex is like the flex master right now. He has like a, he's got like a trophy room in his holograph area in his barracks.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
so
all
crazy.
high-level-
Oh,
high-level,
yeah.
Tyrants.
Y'all should go check out his videos. He'll show you. He got videos up where he shows you his trophy room.
Yep.
Flexing.
His tyrants he did took out and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't want to go too hard body on the actual world itself because we're gonna touch more about that later on whenever we talk more about the story and the planet and character development and things like that. But you know, another thing that I also want to point out is the soundtrack. I know that before the game actually came out, everybody was kind of iffy about the soundtrack. They were like, "What is this?" It was like a hodgepodge
Yeah, you
of
couldn't
sounds.
Really, you're like, okay, I don't get it.
Right.
Yeah.
But once you get the game and you actually hear the sounds and the music and everything, it works well together. Although I
Right.
must admit that with this soundtrack, it's a continuous loop.
Yeah.
So like in different areas that you go, you're gonna continuously hear that same loop. But
Right.
like when you fight an enemy, you're gonna get a different music track that loops over and over and over, obviously.
Right.
And then once you're done with the fight, you go back to the previous loop for that actual area. But I mean, aside from that, I actually don't mind the whole
Oh,
continuous
yeah.
loop because it actually works well. But like there's sometimes you're gonna have a moment where the music like kind of dies out and you're like, okay, what's gonna happen? Then it just reloops.
Oh, so you're talking
like,
about
yeah.
just like having the song just relooping. You think it
The
should have
song.
more variety or more like?
I'm just like, I love the mind where like maybe in certain areas where you thought there was something, you know, pretty decent gonna happen, like in the story you thought something good, you know, it sounded like it was like supposed to be like dramatic,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason continue to loop.
Yeah,
all-
sometimes
you know,
the music
that
does not
continuous
match
loop.
the situation.
Yeah, I see
the-
what you mean.
Yeah, the situation, yeah.
Because sometimes
There
you're
you
just
go.
like flying
No, no.
around, like just like kind of floating, but the music's like super hype. It's like I'm not doing anything. I'm just flying.
Yeah, one she's like in the rainbow.
Yo, that is my
Like,
jam.
Like, lady, I'm just flying around.
Like one
and
time I was
yeah,
in
I-
Silverloom, I'm just like farming moonstones, and the lady's going over the rainbow. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just farming items, but that's cool.
Yes.
It didn't fit, but at the same time, you kind of laugh at it. You're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you, honey? Like right now, I'm playing the game right now, and I'm in the middle of the freaking like district, the main district area, and you know, you got that hype lady who's like,
She is cranking it, yo, in that
Yeah.
song.
But the music's not bad, so that's by no means we're saying the music's bad. It's just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
awkward at times, but it's still pretty hype.
Right.
Pretty freaking hype. So.
So those,
Like-
those high-end tyrant fights, though, that they
Oh.
give you some really good music.
The
during those
tyrant
fights.
music
Yeah,
is
I love
crazy.
Yeah, them
Crazy.
tyrant music.
I think that so far, like my favorite music would probably be like the flight music.
Yeah.
Noctilum's
Yeah.
theme. Noctilum has the best music. Oh my god. And the freaking Ganglion scale theme is probably like those are probably like my favorites. Oh, and the overdrive
actually like
music
the
is pretty
fight-
dope.
My
Yeah,
favorite song
Overdrive.
is the Men on Ship song.
Oh, that song is popping. But you know what's funny?
Yeah.
It's funny because their music does not match their personality because they're so
Not at
like
all,
blah
yeah.
At
and
all.
bland, but then you go to the
They're
man on
assholes.
ship and it's like you finna like you got like in that one scene
Like a
with
party.
the prom wedding and like the prom women are like twerking and stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, yo, like this theme matches more them than it does the man on.
Like, screw
but-
the damn party bus. These guys got a party spacecraft.
Yo, yeah, I like the music. You know, at first I felt like it was kind of weird, especially like the new LA themes, like how Kuuppon was saying with like the lady and the ooh 1, 2, 3, you know that and the yeah. I was like, what in the world is this?
Like,
But
what
over
is she
time, it kind of
doing?
grows on you a little bit. I know, like I just.
It's hilarious.
I think the thing that I appreciate the most about the music is the fact that, you know, the composer was not afraid to push it. He was not
Yeah.
afraid to
Right.
go there and, you know, kind of come up with this really eclectic soundtrack. It's not like most music that you hear in a lot of games. So, you know, I can appreciate that. And even though some of them are kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? I can appreciate the fact that he Right.
deciding to go over the top. They're like, you know what we're gonna do? Balls to the wall with this music, yo. Let's go.
right.
It's in like some like super hardcore JRPG like pop music.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Like
The
At least they
J-pop
didn't-
is popping.
that would get
Yeah, they
annoying.
didn't do that. Oh, that would have been. I'd have been like, nah, let's stop. Garbage.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a good amount of J-pop, and then there's a good amount
Yeah,
of like
but
rap,
they got
and
a
then there's a
good
good
mixture.
amount of
Yeah, they definitely mixed it up real good.
Shokio's in my stream right now. He says, "Hey Nia, long time fan here. I have a question. When are you gonna be a real nigga and be a mediator?" Well, let me tell you something.
I don't know if
Reclaimer
you're aware of
boys.
this, but the mediators are the cowards of Blade.
Yes, mediator boys can have a seat. Go find, you know, old boy's cat. Like it's okay, it's cool. I'm reclaimer gang.
Oh hey, this guy
All
didn't pay for his coffee.
day.
Go handle it.
Oh man, we had so much fun earlier today talking about the divisions, man. Like
Booster boys.
those booster boys. And to those of you guys who aren't in the loop, because it's kind of an inside joke between me, Alex, and Kuuppon, is that like there's division rewards that the division get every so often. I don't know exactly how they tally it up and everything like that, but prospectors is usually like at the top of the list, and then everybody else kind of falls behind. But this time around, mediators were at the top of the list, but they were only at the top of the list because Monolith Soft gave them a charity boost. So you know, it is what it is. You know, I don't make the rules. I can't. I don't work for Monolith Soft, you know.
Right.
But
But y'all
Boy,
niggas
I
think
went
that
back
moves.
now, and there's like 4 groups that have a boost now.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of
they
took
just
an L
boosted
just a
up
little
today.
bit.
Boosted everybody.
He said, "How dare y'all? Don't talk to me if y'all ever need help with your groceries." At least he knows what's going on, man.
I wonder if like mediators handle divorce settlements too.
Oh,
I'm sure they do. They handle
Snap.
weddings and divorce, all that goodness. All
That's
that goodness.
funny. Oh my god. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the gameplay mechanics of the game. You know, when I first started playing Xenoblade, like I've never played a game like this before. I didn't play the original Xenoblade. I don't really play RPGs, let alone JRPGs. So, you know, at first coming into this game, I was a little overwhelmed and I didn't really understand the combat system. You know, I kind of was like, why isn't this direct combat? Like, why am I? It's basically like an indirect. It's kind of like a mixture between turn-based and
It's
action.
like real-time turn-based.
Right, real-time turn-based.
Yeah.
It's so weird. and like but it kind of grows on you. You kind of start realizing that.
It takes a while to understand
Right.
how the mechanics work because they don't really explain it to you.
No, they kind of
They
throw
don't.
you in.
That's the one thing about this game. Is
Oh,
that they
yeah.
don't explain a lot of stuff.
You better
A lot
read
of
the
stuff is
manual.
left out. Yeah, they say read the manual, but that didn't help at all. I still ended up going online, looking up
Right.
stuff, trying to figure out what YouTube videos are up that people made. Red sheets, some dude literally sat there and wrote. I'm just like, so that dedication though, it ain't just me.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of people out there that probably got like a Japanese Wii U just to play it early and stuff
I
like
got
that.
it early.
Oh, yeah.
People go hardcore with this
So-
kind of stuff, yo.
Yeah, they went
Yeah,
too hard on
the
that.
community is like really good for this game.
Oh yeah.
They're definitely out there, so they'll help
Very
you out.
helpful,
You just gotta
yeah.
look. They got a Reddit community. They got some other random communities out there, kind of helping folks out. So if you're
Yeah.
having trouble, don't frustrate yourself. Just do some Google searches, find them Reddit places, and get your butt out there, talk to people.
Oh yeah,
I
for
wouldn't
sure.
do this game alone, that's for sure.
Oh
You
yeah,
have-
definitely
you have
talking
to
with
have a
people.
friend.
Oh yeah, like me, Kuuppon, and Alex been going hard about it. Like, hey, did you find this? Do you know where this is? Like, where is this mission?
Right.
Where is this object? It's like we really are communicating with each other, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
You get lost immediately.
Oh yeah, for sure. But as far as like
So
the
yeah,
combat,
definitely find a friend.
oh yeah, for sure, man. Like this game, is so much to this game. But like as far as like the gameplay mechanics is concerned, if you guys haven't played the game yet, it's pretty much like you're using your arts and you're using your skills versus direct combat to kind of like defeat enemies and things like that, and kind of using like the best combinations of your arts kind of helps you more. And there's this thing called overdrive. I can't really explain it. Well, I'm not really good at explaining things. Maybe one of y'all could explain overdrive, but it basically cuts the game in half if you use it correctly and you get your attention points up and things like that. But I don't know.
Once you understand how to use overdrive, the game becomes like a lot easier for you as far as fighting monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know
That's-
that overdrive helped me a lot during like the final boss, and like I
Yeah,
beat the
pretty much
final
need
boss
it.
a lot on foot. Like I didn't even really use like my skill that often, and
Yeah.
it really it really cuts the game in half. Like if you know what you're doing. And I'm not saying I know what I'm doing. I'm not a beast or anything like that, but I've watched enough people play it and execute overdrive to kind of know what to do.
Yeah, like I had to watch this guy on YouTube like explain how to use overdrive effectively because I could never get my shit to reach max level.
Yeah.
So then I watched him and I'm okay, now this makes sense.
And I'm silly because I didn't know that in order to like to do infinite overdrive, you have to keep pressing. The
Yeah, I
overdrive.
didn't
I
realize you
didn't
have to
realize.
reinitiate the overdrive button
Yeah.
during
I
overdrive.
didn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
either.
know
I was
that.
like, all right, it's not getting to max. What do I do? And I looked up a video myself, and I was like, oh, you gotta use that button in the middle there.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool.
I think it's cool the way that they set up the battle system, because I think that actually having a battle system like the one that is in Xenoblade actually allows for a lot more, I guess, in-depth combat versus like direct fighting. You know what I mean? Like it kind of
Yeah.
allows you to do a little bit more than you would if you just press like A and B to like slash or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, the combat is actually really in depth. If you
Yeah.
want it, it could be as hard as you want it to be, or like as in depth as you want it to be, or you can just
Right.
use your skell and blow everything away. Like, it doesn't really matter.
right.
It's really cool how they set that up.
Right. Like it's just so much in this game, like you have like your regular ranking system, where you just rank up your character. You've got like your blade rank that allows you to have like field skills like mechanical, biological, archaeological. You've got like your battle points that allows you to increase your skills and things like that. Like there's so much to this game. Like
Yeah, and then there's the different classes.
right, and then there's the different classes, and I think
Each
that
class has like 2 versions of it.
Right.
It's crazy.
like there's so much in this game, and it's like I was kind of worried about doing this podcast because I'm like I don't want to undercut the game, because like we could sit here and talk about Xenoblade like for hours and still
Yeah.
not
Right.
really fully go into like the actual game itself.
Right. There's so much to this game.
Right. And like, kind of like how we were mentioning earlier, like there's also like the difference overall in like the actual game, like you feel like you're playing a different game whether you're on foot, whether you're in your skill, and whether or not you are in flight mode. Like it's literally like you're experiencing the game 3 times.
Yeah.
Which kind of, I think, to me kind of
that was done on purpose.
Oh,
The
yeah.
creator said that they
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
you to get a different scale of the world every time you move up.
Good.
And it works.
Yeah, it definitely works.
It
Because when
definitely
you're
works.
when
It
you're
opens the
on foot
world up a
at the
lot.
beginning of the game, and even just running around Primordia, it takes forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you finally find Noctilum and you get blown the hell out because you're too weak.
Pretty much.
You feel
Like, get the
mad
fuck out.
powerful when you're in Primordia because you know all the enemies and you know how to like get them.
Yeah.
You know how to like get them down, and then you go to Nottingham and you're like, holy crap, what is all of this new stuff, yo?
Nope.
And then you get your skell for the first time, and moving around's faster, but you still can't fly yet, so still the world is big.
Right.
And then you finally learn to fly, and the game's completely changed. You can
Oh,
go wherever
yeah.
you want, do whatever you want.
And you find things, you run into people that you don't want to, like that big old freaking thing at the top of Primordia. I still don't know what that is. I ain't touching it
Oh,
just
that
yet.
lizard.
Yes, I don't know. Like, what the heck is that? And then
Yeah,
when
that
you see
thing's funny.
Telethia Prime for the well, not the first time, but the second time, if you play through the story, whenever you can
Yeah.
actually fly and get up there to the top of Noctilum, like, oh my god,
He's
it's,
just chilling there.
yeah. Like he be like, what you gonna do? Like he's like, this is my house.
he used to say that to me, not anymore.
Oh yeah, now that you about that try hard life.
Yep. I conquered him.
Yeah, that was his goal. He wanted to get to let.
Oh yeah, Telethia, man. Like, I mean, Telethia's not that
areas
difficult.
for that.
Yeah, Telethia's really not that difficult if you know what you're doing. But
Yeah, you just need like a superpower, skell that's powerful and more powerful than Ares and go after it.
Yep.
yeah, and I just
But there's
got my
people
Ares,
working
I
on
gotta-
like using their Ares to kill them, so I'm trying to do that right now. I don't want to cheat on my Ares.
I don't know. I'll have to try my hand. I'm not even close to being there yet. Like freaking Alex is soloing like freaking level 92 tyrants and stuff. Like I don't know if I'm about that life right now. That is too hardcore.
Yeah, it's it takes a lot of work to build a character to like beat tyrants on the ground like that. It takes a while.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know if
worth
I
it, though.
ever.
Like, that shit is so satisfying.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get there. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like I don't know if I'm about that life. Like right now, I'm just trying to focus on doing all the affinity missions and the side missions and my heart to hearts for the people that I care about in the game. And after that, I don't know how long I'm gonna play. I hope that they.
Right.
Well, I guess that's kind of a segue to our next topic is the online multiplayer. I hope that they add more DLC for like the squad task missions, and I hope that they add more global Nemesis characters.
Yeah.
So
That would be nice.
that will probably be what would keep me coming back because, like, to those of you guys who watch my channel, like, one of the reasons why I got Xenoblade Chronicles X is because of the multiplayer. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, like, I'm a scrub, yo. And these days, like, if it's not pick up and play, I don't really want them to do with it. Unless it's like a particular game that I care about, like a Zelda or a Metroid, whenever they come out, But with Xenoblade, I was like, the multiplayer reminded me a lot of Monster Hunter, kind of like in the sense where it's like a squad-based game. You're taking down enemies and things like that. So that was kind of appealing to me. And so, like, whenever I actually did get the game, like, I kind of got sucked into the story by accident just because, you kind of had to level up to a certain point if you wanted to kind of, do well in the online because, like, with the global Nemesis battles, like, a skell would help you out a lot. And you don't want to go into a global Nemesis battle without a skell unless you, like, mad OP, But I don't know if you bout that. But
Yeah, I can fight it now.
right. But one of the things that I did want to talk about as far as the online multiplayer is concerned is kind of the way that it's set up. It's definitely not user friendly.
It is not user friendly at all.
No. like the online multiplayer is definitely an afterthought in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, just keeping it real.
really does.
It is
It's
an
like,
afterthought.
it's kind of here for you guys, but you know, don't worry so much about it.
Right.
We got it, but you know.
You know, it's kind of there. You know, you can play it or not. It just is what it
it's
is.
good when you can like work together and fight the global Nemesis, but like
Oh yeah.
you can't like take a bunch of
Yeah.
friends and go do missions together.
Now that's the thing that I
This is
think
so
that they missed out on.
MMO worthy though.
It could be a perfect like light MMO at best. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a heavy one. Just,
Yeah.
You know, take three or four of your friends and go ham on some, you know, indigene somewhere.
Yeah. I would be so down for that, but basically the
Just
way
wanna
that
be
the
better.
online works, for those of you guys who haven't played the online or you haven't played the game yet and you're taking your chances with spoilers, is that the online is kind of set up into 32-man squads. So basically whenever you boot up the game, you have a choice of joining the Lifehold squad, which is basically just you just want to play the single player, and like joining up with people is kind of like an option. There's Conquest Squad, which is more dedicated to people who get online just to play with other people and do like global Nemesis and squad missions and things like that. And then you've got like your friend squads, which is like you get on and you join up with friends regardless of whatever squad that they're in, and you can kind of like keep up with your friends' progress and things like that. Because believe it or not, Xenoblade Chronicles X is actually very social. So
Yeah.
say if I jump into like Kuuppon's game and she's just going ham on like indigens, like there would be like a little achievement for her, maybe if she does something that's in the achievements list saying, hey, Kuuppon destroyed all of these freaking things or whatever, she gets this whatever title or whatever. And there's also free reports in the game, which is basically a way to talk to the people in your squad via text. So like say if you're in a conquest squad, which is usually a lot more social, you know, just because that's just the nature of the squad. Like if there was like an opening available for like a squad mission or something like that, but you know, like they'll say, you know, in the free report, hey, we got like 2 slots open, come on and join. Or if somebody discovered like, hey, we found like you know, I don't know, some random item or whatever, you know, in what you call it, in this area, and it kind of it alerts everybody in your squad. And it's kind of like a light way to kind of communicate with the people you're playing with too, because I remember I was playing with excuse me, I was playing some squad missions with one of my homies. His name is Dorian, shout outs to D-Sav. And he, you know, and I were not communicating over like chat or anything like that, but like, you know, he would kind of hit me up, you know, through like our free report, and of course, you know, I would see it, and that would be a good way for us to kind of join up and play together and stuff like that. So even though, you know, a lot of people were kind of bummed that Xenoblade didn't have chat, it does have like text chat, which kind of, you know, makes up for it, and it works, and you know, it broadcasts to everybody, so it's like, you know, it's kind of a really cool way to kind of keep in touch with everybody in your squad. So
Yeah, it's not like going through Miiverse or something. You actually
right,
see this.
No.
right, you actually see it in the game's like UI.
It
So
actually pops up on your screen.
and also when you're sending out invitations to your whole squad for like global Nemesis missions and squad missions, everybody sees it. All you have to do is press the minus button and it takes you right into the barracks. So pretty social game, much more social than the actual console is on. You know, I had to throw a jab in there, but you know, like the way that they did it, like there's some really cool things, but the only thing that I wish that they would have, you know, done a little bit better is kind of making it more user friendly. Because like as far as now, hopefully they kind of fix it later down the line, which I don't know if they will or not, but the only way to play online with squad missions with your friends is if you do squad tasks. And squad tasks are little things that you have to do on your own just to unlock squad missions in your Blade computer or your terminal or whatever that's called in the barracks. And that's kind of dumb. I wish that there was an option for all of you and your friends to maybe go and do the squad task together and then y'all can go together into the Blade Barracks and go and do the squad missions and stuff like that. But I mean, it works, but it's still stupid. You know,
Yeah, it's that part is not done well.
not
It's
at all.
too cumbersome. Like all I want to do when I come home from work is be like, yo, Kuuppon, yo, Nia, let's go fucking kill some shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't I don't want to do this nonsense. That
Right.
shit is something I wish they would change. I think they could,
Yeah.
honestly, if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, all they
I'm
have to
sure
do
they
is
could.
add like a different type of what do you call it? Like a different type of mission type. You know, like how they got like the
Yeah.
support missions, squad missions, or they can just
Yeah.
add squad missions in the thing. And just to be frank here, Xenoblade Chronicles X is always online. Just in case
Yes.
you didn't know. So there's no reason why they couldn't update the game to add options for you to do different missions and things like that with your friends. You know, I don't really see why it can't be possible, but with the game this big and, you know, the fact that, you know, they focus more so on the world, I can kind of understand why online would be an afterthought. But if they were to make a sequel to X, that is definitely something that I would like for them to improve on. And it would be definitely something that will keep me coming back. I mean, there's enough offline or story content anyway to keep me coming back, but
Right.
being able to enjoy some of these things with friends would
Like
give me.
that's one area where they can definitely take notice from Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah. Now if it was like full blown like Monster Hunter, like, oh my god, I would never put this game down. I mean, I can't put it down now, but yo, I love Monster Hunter. Like that's the
Yeah,
reason why I
just the
got
idea
this.
of making a squad and going around and just killing and fighting and doing random shit, that is cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like Monster Hunter, and I wish that Xenoblade was more like it as far as the online is concerned.
The
And
online
so,
aspect, yeah.
yeah, it's the online aspect, yeah. Because I know, like, one thing, like, I was talking to my boyfriend the other day and about how, like, the online could be more like Monster Hunter. He doesn't really like the grinding so much so in Monster Hunter. I don't mind it because I'm a very patient person. I don't mind grinding. But he was like, you know, I kind of like how Xenoblade is like, you don't have to grind too much. I mean, there's grinding, but you don't have to grind as much as you have to do in, like, Monster Hunter. But
Right.
Monster Hunter's on a whole nother level because that's just the nature of Monster Hunter, you know. But, you know, being able to jump in with your friends and, like, fight tyrants, kind of like how you can do in Monster Hunter, go fight whatever monster you want. Like, that's how I would like for Xenoblade Chronicles X to be. But,
Yeah, that would be cool.
yeah. So, that's just me, though. But I'm kind of like a Monster Hunter fanatic. I haven't played all of them, but the ones that I have played, I'm really crazy about. And I really wish that freaking Monster Hunter Cost would be on console, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to go to tangent because I just want Monster Hunter on console, like that, whatever. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the actual story of Xenoblade Chronicles X. We're going to talk about Planet Mira itself, and we're going to talk about the character development in the game. So first off, and here's where the spoilers come in, the plot of the game. So basically, these alien forces were fighting around the planet Earth. I don't know if they were trying to destroy Earth or not. Somebody correct me. Were they trying to destroy Earth, or were they just fighting and Earth was in a crossfire?
No, they were fighting to destroy the human race.
Okay, so they were fighting to destroy the human race. Earth blew up, but the people who are on Mira managed to escape. And
On the white whale.
On the white whale, yes, on the white whale. And they ended up on Mira. They don't know, you know, exactly what attracted them to Mira. But basically, Mira is a very mysterious planet. There's some real crazy stuff going on Mira. And whenever they make it to Mira, they meet a bunch of different races, like the Manon and the Orf and the Rothians. But that's a whole different story because they were on the opposing team, then they became your friends. And, you know, they come... Then everybody doesn't know, everybody who's on Mira don't know how they got there. They're like, how the heck did we get here? Like, this is not even a, like, charted planet. It's not on the map.
Right.
Everybody can understand each other, even though they all speak different languages from their homeland. And there's just a lot of crazy stuff going
Yeah,
on
and
with
they
Mira.
make reference to
Really
that with
mysterious.
Tatsu, because Tatsu thinks Tatsu thinks the humans are speaking his language.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what's going on with that. But...
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we could kind of talk more about the plot. I'll go ahead and start off with, I guess, Alex. I'll let you go ahead and talk. What is your take on the actual plot and story of the game?
The plot of this game is like, it's kind of just whatever. Like, it's not bad, and I wouldn't say it's a bad storyline. It's just like, it's nothing too exciting. It's pretty standard, really. It's like, humans have been hunted down. We found a new planet. Now we're trying to survive, which is cool.
Right.
But a lot of the story plots, they're not memorable to me. I don't remember a lot of what I did in the story, because to me, this game is about exploring and fighting.
Yeah.
That's what this game is to me. This story is just something you have to do to get stronger and to get the
I think even the director said that, though.
So, like, Prince Gerard, he's awesome. And, like, what the hell's his name? That robot dude that hangs with the little, the cat girl.
The robot dude that hangs out with the cat girl?
Riz
like
something.
Riz and,
Riz and, what was the name?
I can't remember his name, but that guy was pretty cool. Then you meet, like, people like Rock and Celica.
Yeah.
So some interesting characters in there, but overall the story's kind of meh. It had a really cool twist ending, though. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which we could talk about later, I guess.
Yeah. We could talk about it. We could talk about it now, if y'all want to.
That's
so give your thoughts on the story first before we get into the twist.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't really play a whole lot of story heavy games, so I wasn't as disappointed with the story as everybody else, because I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm ignorant. I don't play story games. So to me, the story was just fine.
Yeah.
You said you weren't impressed?
I mean, I wasn't playing the game for the story. It was already said that the game wasn't meant for the story. It was more of the exploration and the fighting and, you know, all the stuff you do within the story. So when I picked up the game, I really didn't pick it up thinking, okay, this is going to be an awesome story and blah, blah. You know, I knew it was going to be pretty short, because they said that it also was a pretty short story considering. And I was like, all right, well,
if that's a short story, then Jesus.
No, the story itself literally is short.
It's
for
just
how
the
many
other
chapters
stuff.
you have.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the extra stuff you got to do in order to unlock certain areas to get to the next portion of the story. So they essentially kind of set it up to where you can't breeze through the actual storyline in like your time.
That's
like what, 12 chapters? So
Yeah,
that's 12 chapters. So
I thought there was going to be like
not
15
a lot.
or something.
Yeah, I thought there was
at least 15 or 20. So if you only got 12 chapters and it takes you at least, like, how long did it take us?
The reason it takes so long is because they force you to do side quests before you continue with the main quest.
Now that I kind of didn't like.
Side quests,
I didn't like that at all, especially when like the whole game comes to a screeching halt near like chapter 10.
Oh,
you gotta go do Gwyn's affinity mission. Like, nobody in their right mind is gonna put Gwyn on the team. The dude sucks. He's weak as hell and he's annoying.
Of Gwyn. Nobody's thinking of Gwyn, and then out of nowhere they're like, hey, Gwyn's important, go beef up this dude. What? No.
I'm ready to finish the story here. What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, why are we fucking around with this nigga? I don't want to.
If you guys are still doing the story, make sure to get Gwyn's affinity up to at least 2 hearts, because it's mandatory to finish the story.
I got lucky with Gwyn because I did his heart to heart prior to.
Oh, nice.
So like, cause I randomly met up with him. So that kind of gave me a little bit of a leg up. But that's one thing I don't like about the story mode. Like, I don't like the fact that they're forcing you to do, cause like at that point, like I understand that, you know, they were probably doing that so you can get more familiar with the characters and things like that. But I think there could have been a way that they could have done that within the actual story itself. Because the way that they did it, it kind of made it seem like they were just trying to lengthen out the story or stretch out the story. Yeah,
they're padding out the story. Because like, what happens with him has nothing to do with the story.
Right.
At all. It's like, oh, I just want to, you know, I want to get stronger. Like, well, what does you having to get stronger got to do with us? Because you're not coming with us, so what? Like, I'm not taking you with me, so you getting stronger don't mean shit to me. Get out of here. Like, no.
But I guess they kind of.
So, and then
are we gonna talk about that motherfucker Lau or what?
Oh, that nigga Lau! Yes! I don't care what nobody say. Lau is still bae. I don't care what nobody say. He a traitor.
He a traitor.
But
he don't waste no time on that train.
He's gone.
Yes.
I wasted hours leveling him up, getting his affinity up, only to have him ripped away.
Yeah, like as much time as I spent
He's trash.
this motherfucker for dropping hints, but I wasn't paying attention because, like I said, I wasn't in the game for the story. I didn't give a
Yeah.
fuck. I was like, yeah, Lau's my boy, whatever. And then suddenly it was like when Alex finished, he finished it first. And he's like, fuck Lau. I was like, dude, it's not that serious. And I'm thinking, he said fuck Lau, and I'm thinking exactly what I'm thinking. Like this, I just like nah, maybe it's something else.
Yeah.
So then something else popped up, and then the stuff starts, and then Lau started to act like a funny motherfucker. And I'm like, this nigga is a goddamn freaking, he's a fucking snake. Get the hell
Yes,
on.
I know it. Lau is the very
so
definition of waste her time 2016.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is the epitome of
that's
that.
when you
Waste of
realize
time.
that all along HB was the dude.
Yeah, like HB was the homie. You should have had him
He
on
is
this
the
fucking team.
hypest
Fuck
dude in this
Lau.
game.
HB is hilarious, yo. I freaking love talking
HB
to
is
him.
the epitome of what Alex is in real life.
In real life, like
that-
he is
they-
the
they
fictional
ever-
Alex.
Yep.
Yeah, they ever made a character for Alex, HB is that character. So
Yeah.
if y'all ever want to punch
right.
Alex in the face or be abusive to him, put HB on your team, do everything you want.
Right, let the tyrants get a hold of him.
You guys
Yeah,
are monsters.
But yeah, that shit is funny. But
Well,
Goddamn.
since we're talking about
Waste
the
Your
characters,
Time 2016, wow. Don't
yes,
fuck around.
waste your time 2016. But since we're talking about the characters, let's go ahead and talk about like the actual playable characters and the NPCs and whether or not they're relatable or not, or if they're engrossing or not. I think that the characters are more interesting than the story itself. Like sometimes
most
I
of
would
the
go
characters.
I
right.
find that the affinity missions are better than the actual story.
I feel like that too. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
they
talking
are.
to people in New LA and affinity missions and side quests is a lot more interesting
more
than
personal. 'cause
right,
you
much
do
more personal.
Specific quests for that person. You learn more about that specific character.
Right.
Whereas the main
Yeah.
story is just like a general survival story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It seems like the main story is like the side story as opposed to all the affinity missions and character missions and what they seem more like they're the main story, and then you're just kind of doing the main story as a side quest.
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels.
That's kind of weird how they did that, but I'm not mad about it because
Right.
it's like you're gonna and it's
Once
kind of
you
funny
finish
how like
the
what
game, like
game,
the
yeah,
real
there's
game
still
opens
more.
up.
Yeah, that post game is strong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that-
post
that-
game has way more to do than the actual story ever did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So you're not. So if you finish the whole series, you know, the main story, you're done. All 12 chapters are done. You still have way more things to do. There's still more characters to hit up, more story to open up. So
Right.
you're not done with the game when you finish the main story.
By a long shot, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
there's plenty. You got to hit up freaking tyrants. You got more, you know, treasures to find. There's more missions that open up and everything.
Right.
So you're definitely gonna have plenty to do.
And not to mention, there's like a blade level that you can't unlock until after you're finished. So you
Yep.
can't
Yeah.
reach the like level 5 field events. You can't reach the level 5 like probes until you do like the after stuff. So it's like,
Yep, that's when you can start getting your super weapons. You
Yeah.
can start doing more affinity stuff. Yeah.
yeah, the game just opens up so much more after you actually finish the campaign itself. And that's really the trip about this game, because like usually, like, you know, with most games, it's like after you finish the story, like that's it.
Done with it. Yeah.
Right. But it's like I feel myself kind of compelled. I mean, I felt compelled in the story mode too, but now it's like, dang, like now that I'm finished, like let me go see what's up with like you know, Mia. Let's go see what's up with Murderous. Like what she got going on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it makes you want to go back and hit up the people that you didn't really get to see more of in the story.
Yeah.
So
Because you were just. Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, I don't
Murderous is
know.
pretty cool. I like her though.
Murderous
Murderous
is
is
a
gonna be cool.
badass.
I'm looking for. I haven't
Awesome.
done that one yet, but I'm looking forward to doing Murderous's.
Yeah, you'll like her. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, she don't give no F's.
Yeah,
she
no
don't
Fs.
care. She is a thug and she know it. So I mean, she
her,
good.
Her second affinity mission, like, she is a fucking beast.
Oh man. I can't wait.
I
to
gotta
do
get.
all of
I
them.
haven't done it yet. That's the one I gotta freaking do. I still gotta find her. But find her by the freaking thingy.
Right.
I'll get to it eventually.
Right, for sure. And I know another thing that a lot of people were kind of complaining about too was Tatsu and Lin. Was Tatsu and Lin really that annoying?
I hate
They
them.
were. They're fucking
I
annoying. They're
hate
useless.
Tatsu and Lin.
I couldn't stand them at all.
I can't stand them. And I feel it was a big problem having Lin forced on your team for majority of the story.
I mean, I don't really
Yes.
mind Lin and
Yeah.
Tatsu as much as everybody
The reason I
else.
didn't like Lin on the team is because this little stupid AI heifer gonna go and fight everything under the sun, but what the fuck you trying to fight? I'm fighting this dude in front of me. She see a fucking tomato bug or some shit.
Yes.
She's like, and I'm like, bitch, please. Or she'll bring in a fucking tyrant.
She'll
This
run off
bitch
and bring
brings
a
in
Oh,
a
I
tyrant.
hate
Yeah.
that. She does that
I'm like,
so
I am
much.
not ready to
She's the
fight no
only
fucking
AI
tyrant
that does
right now.
that.
She is the only one, like, pretty much her and anybody with a Gatling gun. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I find it's mostly her though. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, I think
It's mostly her. I've had a couple
I think
of
Doug
other
has
ones
one too,
that
right?
Doug? I don't
but
know.
not
somebody else has a Gatling gun. I can't
Is it
remember. but
HB?
Maybe it's HB. One of them, but like
It
she's
might
the
be
one
HB,
that.
but he never did that to me.
I don't know,
Yeah,
but
she
she
does it
she
more
is
than
good for
anybody.
it though.
I don't know, but the
She
the
is good for it.
freaking eat Tatsu joke. Oh my god! How many times are you gonna
It's just
say
old.
this?
Feels old. Can we
It's
get
old
over
after, like,
this?
the
You're not
second
gonna eat
time
this
you
little
did it.
muff.
Yeah, I think after like the third time they should have left it alone.
It's like holy
Yeah,
crap, we
like-
get it. You're gonna you want to eat them, but you're not actually gonna do it. Okay.
And the
calm
funny
down.
thing is, there's a whole like side mission about that, and he runs away because he, like a nutcase, think Lynn really trying to eat him. Like, can you
Yeah.
like take a joke? Like, I don't
Like,
know.
are you for real? She's been joking
Like
about
as
this to
many
you the whole
times,
time.
right? As many times she said she's gonna eat you, and she hasn't done it yet. You really think she about to eat you now? Like, stop.
Tatsu be on the
Like, we don't have time to be looking for your
He's a
ass.
fool.
Because we really did have to go look for his like dumb stuff. And where was he? I think he ended up in Caldros. Like, nigga, what are you doing?
Like, why are you in Calderos? Waste my time 2016 for real.
Let's see. What else
Like,
did I? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it was just annoying, that's all. But yeah, for the most part, I could handle Tatsu more than I could handle Lin for the most
Mhm.
part. It's just Tatsu. If Tatsu didn't talk, he'd just shut up and dance in the background quietly. I'd be
He's
fine.
always dancing.
His little dance
like-
he does.
Yeah, if he just danced quietly in the background, I'd have been fine.
The dance of discovery.
But I have to admit, remember that one? I think it was in L's mission when it was it not Rock, but it was the other little non-pawn that was talking shit to
Oh, that
Tatsu.
dude was
Oh,
hilarious.
that dude is
Yeah.
funny.
He was like he's like, really, rocks are more smarter than Tatsu. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that dude goes in on Tatsu. He don't care.
You know, like, yeah, his mortal enemy. That shit was funny. We are mortal enemies. Like, alright, whatever.
Alright.
Oh man. But let me ask you guys a question though. Did you guys really feel compelled, and did you really feel that you took on the role as a blade?
Yes, I felt I was a blade.
Like, bro, I
Like,
am a blade. Do you hear
Everything
me?
that it seemed like every time, it seemed like everybody always needed your help, and they were always pawning off random ass jobs that they were supposed to fucking do on.
Right. It's like, aren't you a blade like me?
reason.
Like, aren't you,
Like, ain't
is
you a
the
blade too?
entire Blade team a bunch of worthless idiots?
Except for
they
you.
seemed that way because they all
always
kept coming
pawn
to
their
you.
work off. Yeah.
It's like, hey man, I need your help with something. You know, I got to do something here, but I need you to go and grab something way in Calderos and get yourself killed real quick. But hey, it'd be great if you do that. Like, what?
They must have been
Like,
mediators.
And I'm a rookie
Yeah,
at that, and you're
gotta
asking
be.
a freaking rookie to do your work, and you've been here how long, homie?
Right? That's one thing I didn't understand. I was like, why
I
are
didn't
there so
understand
many
that. They were giving
useless
a-
blades?
Very useless. It's like, y'all can't do this shit, especially that one motherfucker who literally made us go kill some pigs.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yes, that was the worst. That was the worst
Like,
thing I've ever done in that
Little
game.
baby pigs made us go kill these little
that
hoes.
was a tough mission.
Yeah, it's
He's like, you
like
still gotta kill them.
that mission, and then I got some people killed. The freaking chick at the the water purification plant. I killed her.
Oh,
Well, I got
yeah.
her killed, and
I got her killed.
I
too.
got
It's
somebody
like-
else killed
I'll
too,
kill
but I
her.
don't remember who at the moment. But I felt like legit bad.
Yeah, I think I got her killed too.
And that's one thing that I was kind of confused about in the game too, is like if your actions actually meant anything.
Have consequences. Yeah.
Yeah, did it really have consequences or not?
Yeah, but like talking with some people, like I don't know if they all were. I think maybe some of them were kind of just egging you on to do it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a good portion of them probably had consequences.
I don't
The rest
know,
of them
like-
didn't seem that much.
It
'Cause
didn't
it
seem
just
like it
seemed
mattered
like-
too much.
Yeah, some of them didn't seem like too much of a problem. It's like, all right, yeah, sure, no, nothing.
Yeah, but I know for sure there was some at least that did have
Yeah.
consequences, just based on the things that I've talked to other people who have done like the same quests about. But I know some of them, like, you know, somebody mentioned something earlier that you were gonna have to do it regardless of whatever you chose, you know. So
Yeah, there's some where they kind of just like loop you around until you say yes.
yeah, there was a lot of those as
Yeah,
well.
it was like, really?
Then why you
I
even
li-
give
I
me the
didn't like
option?
it.
Just
It's
tell
like,
me
why are
how
you
to
giving
do
me
this.
options?
Yeah,
Yeah, just be like, this is mandatory, shut up, Jill.
because it's not even
Like,
really an
alright.
option. It's just like, go do this. Oh,
Yeah,
Just
especially
like
when
that
you-
old trifling night with no pond that was cheating on her husband.
oh, that's
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, it's funny.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I don't want to be with him anymore. Just have her over here telling us to collect items so she can make a toy baby,
Trying
Are
to
you
pretend to be
serious?
pregnant.
right?
Great.
Like, I have baby. And this dude fell for it. I was so tempted
He
to be
was
like,
so
nah.
dumb.
He was so dumb. I was gonna be like, really? All right, you can fall for this if you want to. But I decided to speak up. I was like, does he really think this is real?
I wonder what would have happened if you would have
It's
been like, yo, no, that's a real baby.
That's a real baby. That's a
Right?
no pond
Probably
baby. You never seen one?
Oh man.
Those no pond are
some
so
dumb
dumb.
characters in it.
Yeah.
They're very dumb. Some of them are pretty cute, but the rest of them are pretty dumb.
I didn't know no pond could be that trifling though.
Me
tried to
either. I didn't
tell.
think it'd be like that.
I didn't either. They actually had that little story in there. And Nintendo.
I know they have a lot of inappropriate stuff in that game. It was like, yo,
Yeah.
yo, like that
It's
one
T for-
dude
it's
who's
T for
obviously
teens, T for
gay.
everyone, but-
They kind of messed him over though.
Oh, the
That
guy
one
with
dude
the
who's
makeup?
obviously gay. It's like, y'all, he just
Oh,
because
yeah.
he gay don't mean y'all gotta do him like that. I mean, come on, man.
They made him like obvious. I
Like
just
he was extra.
So we couldn't just do a subtle
You know,
to him.
You couldn't just
Like,
make him just a regular like person. Like you have to make sure we knew he was gay. Cause every other
This
thing,
dude was like super over the top.
right? Cause like
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same with female characters, but like I play a male character in Xenoblade, and he would hit on me and
Yeah.
tell me how handsome I am,
Oh,
and
he
like
didn't do
talk
that with
about
me.
his boyfriend. Yeah, so yeah, he's obviously
Yeah.
gay then. But
He didn't do nothing with me. He was like, oh, he just talked normally, and I just went on about my business. So I knew he was gay, obviously, but yeah.
like they gave
So,
dude makeup.
I guess with the guy characters, he was like, kind of doing his thing.
Like they are doing the most. Like this is basically like the gay version of Coltrane right now. Like if I was gay, like I would be legit mad. Like yo, they really gotta do it like that. But he was a sweetheart though. I liked his character. Let's see. There was a lot of different like races in Xenoblade, like Manon,
It's a lot
Orf,
Wars.
yeah, the Tree
Lot
Clan,
of
Prone,
races.
Cavern
Rothians are the
Clan.
best.
Who?
That dude, Alex, was
Rothians.
racist as hell.
Oh yeah, the Rothians are so
Oh,
awesome.
They're the best. They're my favorite.
Oh yeah, speaking of mature things. Oh yeah, the Thundercats. But speaking of
Yeah, they got
mature
that
themes,
samurai
they did
theme.
touch on xenophobia in this game. Like there's this one dude in
Yeah,
the
they
game
did.
who's basically like the Donald Trump of freaking Xenoblade. This
Oh,
dude
yeah.
Straight up.
straight up.
Yeah, unfortunately, he shares the same name as Alex.
Oh yeah, he does. Oh snap.
That shit's sad.
Like
Poor
he
guy.
legit was trying to kill those men on it, like point blank.
Yeah, he didn't want,
Yeah,
he
that
wanted
was
to kill
bad.
all. I was like, dude, calm down. They're like, I mean, even if they did want to do something, they could take out the freaking city with their ship immediately. We have no
Yeah.
chance, so,
All they have to do is weaponize that ship and they'll be alright.
right?
He was doing the
So, calm
most.
down.
And I actually helped him. Like, I was like, okay, he seemed kind of crazy, but he can't be that crazy. Lo and
He's that
behold,
crazy.
he
I didn't
was
help him
that
at all. I
crazy.
got rid of his ass. You gotta go, homie.
Yeah, because I did. Right.
Crazy.
Because I did the little mission when I gathered the man on. I was like, yo, he's got this little seminar. Like, come out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's
I did
trying
that
to.
one too.
Yeah, and I was like, dang, like I set these men on up. Like, yo.
Yeah,
He was
I got rid of him.
terrible.
I was like, nah, he gotta go because we can't be having no civil wars inside the city when we sit up here fighting these ganglion and shit. I ain't got time for that.
Speaking of
I'm
ganglion,
already
we haven't
fighting
talked
for
about-
my life with the ganglion.
We didn't even talk
Yeah,
about
the ganglion are, yeah, those are the creatures that are trying to kill you. Like, literally, no fucks given. They just shoot you on sight. Done.
They don't like you at all.
They
Not
don't like
at
you at
all, 'cause
all.
they're-
No fucks given.
They're
No
scared of you.
negotiations. Yeah, they're scared of you. Why are they scared of you?
They're
guess you're
scared
some
because,
special-
they're apparently they used to be slaves of the ancestors of humans. Like
Yeah.
that's
something
what
like
they
that.
say.
And then
And
human
so they
DNA
don't-
can kill them. It's like toxic to them.
Yeah, human DNA is literally toxic to them. So they're scared of human bodies.
Right.
Yeah,
One
which
thing
is
that I
really get rid
do
of.
that I can say about the ganglion is I don't really feel like they fleshed out the ganglion as much as they could.
Yeah, they didn't because
It's
they
just like,
seem
yeah,
kind
they're
of
the bad guys and they're gonna
superficial.
shoot at us.
Right. That's
Yeah,
pretty
you
much
guys,
it.
because of reasons.
I was kind of hoping that like that Luxstar guy would kind of have more of like a
Flamethrower.
backstory or something.
Like anytime he was there, he would kind of shed a little light of why they're doing the things they do, but it wasn't enough of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
it
the
never
best
really
part-
made
like,
sense.
The best part of a good villain is understanding why the things they
why
do.
he's doing
Right.
what he's doing, yeah.
So you can kind of understand. It's like, oh, okay, I can see why you're doing this. You're
see
still
why you're
crazy,
doing
but I
Right.
can see why
Asshole.
you're doing this.
Like, okay,
Right.
I see what your reasoning is, but you're still an asshole. I gotta kill you.
Right. Now, I wish that they would have really just pushed the limits to getting us to understand Luxar and even Goetia. They never really went too much in
Yeah.
depth with Goetia either. So it's like,
Yeah, freaking Plava Laguna and shit.
like that. She was a bad chick though, but they didn't really talk much
I was
about
waiting for it to come
her.
out of song. I literally was waiting for it. I was like, oh hell yeah, we about to get that opera shit.
Yeah, it's like they didn't really do much with talking about her.
You
They
fought
didn't
her
really
one
do-
time and
Yeah,
no,
and then
twice.
Yeah,
you
2
fought her
times, and that was
then,
it.
once in the skull.
Right.
And the one to the scale, and then she just disappeared. Same with Riz. We fought
Yeah,
her
Riz
twice,
and the other
and
guy.
she just disappears.
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll get you next time, and then they never come
They
back.
never come
We
back.
never see him again, and we're just like, all right. Then you fight Gajar is his name.
Yeah,
The-
Gajar and Gobweed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fight them once, and you fight her home chick once outside of her scale,
Outside,
and
on-
nothing
on
again.
ground, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you think we're gonna be able to. All right, cool. We go get the freaking Rothians on our team. Nope.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I wish that they didn't really flesh out the Rothians either.
They did, but I
Even though
like their
they're like
little.
the coolest race.
They're like the coolest ones ever.
Yeah.
Cause
And
like
they
we,
were basically they were fighting because they wanted to protect their children. 'cause
Yeah.
they were sick and they did, and so they were fighting on the ganglion side to protect their children. And I guess they were just doing it that way. So with the fact that we went to go and seek out their help after challenging them, which is essentially the thing that they understand is if you could challenge them and you fight them and win, they understand
Yeah,
that
they're,
as you know,
right.
respect. So
Noble.
they're very highly respected, noble group, and I like
Yeah,
that
they're a
about them.
species
Yeah.
of warriors, so that's what they
Yeah.
expect.
right, and
Yeah.
I love them for
Fight
that.
'em, and I like them for that because they weren't really doing it out of obligation or anything. It was just, look, hey, he's strong. We're gonna use him to protect our children, whatever.
Right.
But and they ended up befriending you guys after after you go and start fight him, talk to him, whatever. He's like, cool. If you can get us this, get us some medicine for our kids, we'll go ahead and help you guys out. But
We'll
understand
talk
that if
about it,
you
yeah.
Yeah, but understand that if shit hits the fan and we gotta kill you guys to survive, it is what it is. I respect
Yes, that was a
Yo,
mutual
yo, this guy's a
understanding.
gangster. He's gonna kill us no matter what.
Yes, there
Yeah,
was a
he's like,
mutual
"Look,
understanding.
We'll be on your allies for as long as we can, but I mean,
As long
push
as
come
it
to
suits
shove.
us.
Yep.
But that was a
to me or
mutual
you,
understanding. There
she
was
was
never
with
any
us.
undercutting. You knew they were straight up
Yeah.
with it. Straight
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah, and I can respect that.
yeah. And that's
I
one
wasn't
thing,
mad about it.
right? And like that's kind of the reason why I kind of wish they would have touched on the Rothians
Yeah.
a little bit more because
Yeah. Us more about them, where they come from, what they was all
Right.
about, how the fuck they get there.
Right, because
Like
even
everybody,
with
and like I'm still
Everyone, they
questioning
never
how all of
explained
us.
it. Like, how did all these
Nobody
people get
explained
there?
it.
how did they get? That's why I
And
need to see
why?
especially
Why is
L.
there only one of L's species there?
Yeah, what is up with L? L is the only species there. He says he's a home and bred motherfucker from there.
Yeah,
So
Right.
that's
says
his
he was
planet. This is
born
his planet,
Mira.
but he's the only one.
I thought the Nopon were natives too.
The Nopon
Yeah,
and
Nopon are
L are the
natives.
only
L
natives.
is the native. Everybody else are aliens.
Something is up with L, I think. Something tells me
Right,
something
like-
is up with L. Like, how are you the only one of your kind?
Yeah, but they don't explain that. And it's like,
Yeah.
so what? Is there a secret story to this game that we gotta literally find?
Right. Now, see, that's the thing that I'm saying
And that's
too.
why I'm kind of still playing, because I'm wondering, is there a secret story? Because you have that
Oh,
little
no.
stupid little secret ending with
I think
L,
that's
I mean,
it.
with Lau.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
it's
the
like, well,
secret
then why-
ending with Lao. We never talked about that.
Yup.
Lao ain't dead,
Which he ain't dead. No,
and he's not a chimera. So
He ain't
he's
just-
still human.
yeah, and people who die on Mira come to life again. So
Yeah, apparently.
I don't know what that's about.
Maybe it's
But,
just
this
loud.
nigga
Like
don't
they don't
fuck
really explain it.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's just Lao.
I don't know. I think either L has something to do with the whole premises of this planet, because he's the only one of his kind,
Yeah.
and then maybe it has something to do with Lau's fucking chimera DNA bullshit that happened.
know.
But then, okay, so like we said, we're gonna spoil some shit. So then you got it where everybody's technically supposed to be dead.
Yeah, technically supposed to
Yeah.
be dead. Because by the way,
So-
the life hold has been destroyed since they landed on Mira.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Like the life totally destroyed. There's no human DNA or whatsoever anywhere. Them niggas is dead technically, but they still in their little mimeo souls. Or
Yeah.
whatever. So,
Yeah. It shouldn't be though.
so there's something about the planet that kept them alive.
Keeping them alive. Yeah.
I know some people were kind of saying that they think that maybe like the planet is like alive, and the planet wants them to live on it.
That's
You
what
know?
I think. I think the planet's alive.
Yeah, the planet itself is actually a living thing. or
That
something.
still doesn't make any sense though, because
But
like
that's
if the
still kind of weird, because
like-
it got all these little fleas on it. Then
Yeah.
because like if the planet is
Like,
alive, what
essentially.
does that have to do with like the people on it being alive? Like, is it some kind of magical
Yeah.
jutsu or something that's keeping them alive? I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but
you gotta fight the planet. That's the end game boss. Literally. The planet comes to life, you gotta fight it, kill it, and then you can stay on the world. What? No.
oh man, that's so
just-
interesting.
It's just so weird. There's a lot of open-ended, and that's the one thing that's frustrating about the game. There's a lot of open-ended storyline.
If
Because you
they
can tell
don't
they
make a
really weren't
sequel.
thinking about the story. So
If
they really
don't
weren't
make
thinking
a
about the
sequel.
story because they left it
Right.
definitely open-ended.
If they don't make a
So.
sequel, I swear to goodness.
It seems like it's perfectly primed for a sequel with how they left the story. Considering the story wasn't all that great, but it wasn't horrible either.
Right.
It's just kind of an afterthought.
Right.
It's still like at the end, like, yo, what the fuck? I want to know what happened.
Right.
You know,
And just kind of
I
like
don't know what they're
doubling.
doing with it.
I don't
hope
know either. I hope they make a sequel, but something tells me that they won't.
They probably won't. I don't know.
I really
Maybe
hope they do.
in X, we get another Xenoblade Chronicles X 2
Please, and I need it to be on Mira. No more.
next year because they were still working on it. It's just all they could get done in such short time.
That would be so funny.
That'd be
Oh
so
my
funny. They
God.
literally were still working on this game, but this is just all that they could get out.
Right.
So they still have like
I'm
Xenoblade
still
Chronicles X
amazed
2.
at just how big this world is.
Me
It blows
too.
my
I
mind.
know, right?
It's crazy. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people were saying, you know, they like how big the world is, but they feel like the world is dead. And
What?
as far as I'm concerned, I don't feel like the world is dead at all. I feel that the way that the world is set up it's very much alive. Because I know a lot of people
Oh,
were
yeah.
saying that, you know, it's a really big open world but there are like no villages and towns and
I can
you
see
know,
that,
things like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I can understand that, but I guess
I
as
could
for
understand
me,
that, but
right.
you have to think about it in the sense of how the story is set up. Is they crash landed on this technically empty world. You have only Nompon and L who were, you know, natives of the planet.
Right.
So if L is the
The
only
only
native of the
intelligent life forms on the planet
Yeah.
are the ones that followed you here.
Right.
planet,
So
you're
who's
not
gonna
gonna
make
have
the
towns and stuff like that. You're
Yeah.
just not gonna have that.
It's not
Right.
gonna
Now
happen.
the Nompon, they have their little
The
caravans, so
Nopons,
you
yeah,
can
they
go to
just have
those.
caravans. That's all they got. 'cause
They
they're
have their
just-
caravans, and L, like I said, is just him.
He just
So-
roaming the planet doing his thing.
But yeah, you're not gonna have any
He's doing
kind of
whatever
like
he
cities
does.
and towns and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so you're just not gonna have those like townships and stuff. I get what they're saying, but you're not gonna have that. But then
Considering,
if you
yeah.
think of it in this sense, the prone, most of the gangland and the prone little they set and stuff that
Right.
they set up that you can go in and destroy them and have, you know, have a day.
Right.
Yeah, their little
But-
bases
yeah, I
are
could-
kind of just like popped up just
Kinda
to hunt
like-
for you, essentially.
Right.
Yeah, so they're kind of there.
Yeah, and I
But-
feel like as far as I'm concerned, I feel like there's so many different races in the game, and there's so
Yeah.
many actual people in New LA itself that I never really
Yeah,
felt like it
surprisingly.
was empty because there's so many people
Yeah.
to talk to, and like even when you're
There's more
going
that
to
pop up
like
as you go along, too.
right. And so it's like the more that you go along, and even in the different continents, you'll randomly come upon like a different race of person who needs help or
Yeah.
is lost
Yeah.
or you know is looking for something. And
Yeah.
there's
a
well
lot to
enough
do. You just have to look for it.
right. Like I feel like there's well
You just have
like
to
if
look
there
for it,
were
like, you'll run
towns
into a lot of people.
right.
Because that was a
Yeah.
huge like concern I had with this game. Is like, is this gonna be like, yeah, the world is huge. Like we already knew about that, but is this shit gonna be empty?
Right. I don't
And
feel like it
luckily
is.
There's a lot to do. Even just from the enemy standpoint, you can't go anywhere in this place without running into like a bunch of indigents that are hostile.
Yeah, so
Exactly. That's how I feel
So yeah,
as
that
well.
kind of threw me off for somebody to say that it's empty. I'm like, every corner I turned, I was getting hostile. I was getting attacked by hostiles. So
Right.
if you aren't finding anything, where the
What
hell
is
are
your
you?
definition
in this
of
game? That's all I gotta
They're
ask.
probably still
What
on
are you
Primordia.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, you know-
you're still
Yeah, why
True.
don't you go down to Calderos and come tell me this place is empty?
Cauldrils,
Yeah.
freaking Noctilum, like I could understand, because you know, and Sylvum, but you know, Primordia and Oblivia are a little bit more open.
Primordia is a little more open, yeah.
So you're not gonna find as many enemies and stuff that's gonna attack you all the time. But,
But
once you
again,
get to
that's
them
the
other
first
ones,
area. Like that's when you're gonna be
Yeah.
at your weakest.
Right.
Yeah, and it makes sense not to have considering that's where the city is. You know,
Right.
They probably cleared out the area. If you crash land on a world and you gotta and
Now,
you're
one
no,
thing that is
yeah, you're gonna
stupid
clear
though
out
that
area.
makes no sense to me is when you're in New LA, you can't go into the homes, you can't go into the
Yeah,
cars.
that-
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
That makes no
Yeah, the
sense.
cars
Like
run through
I should
you.
be able to hijack a car before I get my skell.
Right. And I would have
Right.
loved to go inside
At
of like the
least.
pizza shops and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
just kind of
'cause, like,
see who's
yeah,
in
There's
there.
some
Go
missions
inside
where
the
you need
store.
to get the pizza and deliver it. It's like, but you don't go in the pizza shop. For some reason, the guy's just outside.
Right.
It's like,
Why
oh,
are you
okay.
outside? Yeah, and the chick who sells the freaking frappuccinos and shit, she's standing the fuck outside.
Right.
Everybody that's supposed to be in a shop is outside.
Outside,
just
like,
like,
you guys are bad
Why
at
are
your
we
job.
doing business outside? Hell, even the commander stands outside of the
Yeah,
fucking main
the
command
commander's
central. And you're
also
just
there.
like, what?
Yeah, why is
He's
he
cool.
outside all the time?
But like, why are you outside, homie?
I never
Shouldn't-
understood that. Like,
Yeah.
New LA is just a weird place because there's all these buildings and you can't do anything with them.
Right.
Can't really do it. And then this construction area that needs fucking work. You would think it'd be
Yeah.
finished by the end of the game or something.
And that
Or
was
you
one
would
thing
think
that I
that
was confused
some of the-
about.
Yeah, like some of the missions and stuff that you do would help to bring some of this area, you know, to fruition or something. Like it would be nice, like toward the end of the game or somewhere in the long of the game, you see it getting built more and more because of the things you're
Right.
doing.
And
Because
see-
they're getting the materials they need.
And see, and that's what I thought was gonna happen because you know as the story
too.
progresses, you know you get like you said, you get more materials, you get more
Right.
races
Access to
coming to
shit,
live
yeah.
in New LA. So you would think that over time, okay, New LA is going to expand, but that place has still not expanded.
It's still desolate.
But you see the little construction dudes, it's like, what are you fixing?
What are they even doing? Like
nothing.
Like, y'all stop. You got Rock who popping help with some of the load. What's going on?
And there's nothing fixed.
Nothing. Like, y'all dudes are whack.
Yeah.
What kind of blades are you?
And it's interesting because you would think that they would expand the town, because you've got how many? Let's see, how many races? You got the Manon, you've got the the Zorubagan, the people who are looking for Volton all the time, just always trying to get high, as Alex said.
Those guys are weird.
They say the Orf, the Zorubagan, the
Drug
Manon.
addicts.
You've got the Rothians. You've got Silica and Rock. Who am I missing?
Celica's another one that's kind of just on her own.
Right. Are those the only races? Those 5? Oh no, you got the Tree Clan prone, and then the Cavern Clan prone eventually moved in because some of them were nice, and then you've got the Fenians, the spies that can transform into different people.
Yeah.
Am I missing a race?
I hate those transforming ones.
Oh yeah, they're
They cause so much trouble.
there's something else, but I think those are the only ones. But instead of like expanding New LA, they're freaking living in the Manon ship.
Yeah.
What's up with
Yeah,
that?
a lot of
What are you doing there?
Like, it makes no sense to me. It's like,
Yeah, it's like, can we expand this place? You can make it an area for some of these other races too, and
right.
they'll
Wasn't
be
that the idea?
productive. And I thought so. And then maybe you could just expand on New LA outside of the fucking pod that you currently have it in.
Right. Like, why didn't they try to make some little civilizations and kind of,
Yeah,
make
like
little barriers so
their
the indigents
locations
couldn't get
and
in or
stuff.
something like that? You would think that they would.
Because they got
do something.
the water plant. You got the water plant out there, so
Yeah.
you can go and make a little city somewhere on another side in various different LA type cities or something in Noctilum and Oblivia and stuff like that. That would have been nice.
Right.
And that way you could those different towns and stuff.
And
I
you
could see
can-
that happening.
Right, and then you could really see like, oh, like they're really kind of getting their foot in Mira. They're actually coming over here and they're making their way back up to civilization and stuff like that. But you don't really see any of that. But as far as the world itself, like even aside from all of the different indigents and the creatures that kind of make the world feel more lively, just the world themselves and the way that they designed the world is just so grand in itself. Like when you're in Primordia and there's like the different overarching like lands that are kind of like floating in the skies, and then in Noctilum you've got like the different fauna and they're like brightly colored, and like there's different areas in Noctilum that doesn't look the same as the rest of the other parts of Noctilum. And then in Caldros, that's like Ganglion City. Like, they're just all up in there. Silvalum has so many different, like, creatures and different landmarks and things like that. Silvalum is very nicely made as well. And as well as Oblivia. Like, Oblivia's got a lot of little, how do I say, like...
Oblivia is probably my least favorite, though.
I like Oblivia because it looks like something happened in Oblivia, but nobody ever explains
it. Popped off, but yeah.
Right,
it's
like what the hell is all of those
something blew
rings?
up there. Yeah,
something
them
happened.
rings ain't normal. Something else blew up there. That's probably what as far as like everybody being able to understand each other, is probably whatever that thing was.
Right, something is going on in Oblivia and nobody's talked about it. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like, where are
nobody's
those rings
saying
coming
shit.
from?
They
Where are
just
all
like,
of these like little artifacts and those coming from? And then if you notice, like in some places in Oblivia, there's like little stone carvings and things like that. It's like, who did that?
Right.
Who made those? There's just a lot of really interesting things about Planet Mira that you're like, who in the hell did this if nobody was here except for the Nopon and L? And I know the Nopon didn't do that because they're little bitty.
And
Yeah,
L
they
ain't
didn't
doing
do
shit.
anything.
L ain't doing nothing but going around making little stupid cliches. Like, he's not doing any of this. Even though he is kind of suspicious to me because
There's something
real-
about
something
him,
is
like,
about him.
He knows
Up there.
more than he's letting on.
He knows more
Yeah,
than he's
'cause-
letting on, and he's too interested in humans. Something's
like
up
he
with
wants to
him.
know
Ooh, interested.
everything about them, but he doesn't seem to care about the other races.
Right.
Yeah, he don't care about nothing else. He's like, oh, humans, I want to know more about everything that you guys have to do. I'm like, dude, why?
You know, he might be the original race before humans.
Yeah, he might
Oh, that is a good theory.
be. That might be it.
Like the ancestor?
Yeah, he might be the
Yeah.
we might be his ancestors technically, I
Oh,
guess.
Yeah.
okay.
Or his
Huh,
descendants. Sorry.
His descendants.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, he would be the ancestor. Yeah,
That is so interesting. I never thought about that.
because it doesn't make sense that he's the only one. He's the only native of the planet outside of the Nopon.
Right.
Okay, so somebody in the chat says is talking about the Oblivia rings actually,
Yeah.
and they're saying that the Oblivia that the Nompon said the Oblivia rings were a weapon created by an older civilization that used to be on Mira. Two civilizations used to be in war and destroyed. Yep, that might be what Skell is. He's probably
Oh,
is that motherfucker.
shoot.
He's probably the last one.
Oh, damn. That makes so much sense. Oh, my God.
He
My
might
mind
be
is
the last
blown.
remaining survivor of one of those two
Yeah, the
civilizations.
original
Right.
species.
Yo. My
Cool.
mind is so blown.
Thank you for that.
Yes, because I never discovered that. Oh, my
yeah, I
goodness.
didn't either. It must have been on a mission or some side quest or something.
Right.
Yo.
Yo, that's so crazy. So I guess this
That's
conversation kind of ties into like the next thing that I was going to talk within this subsection is whether or not Planet Mira gives you the impression of true exploration versus just kind of filler just to make it look like the world is bigger than it is. But I guess we pretty much already talked about or touched upon that. Like there's so much in Mira that like
There's so much
I
to
still
do.
haven't
It's not a
discovered
filler
yet.
at all.
Right, because I've still only
I don't
discovered like 60 to 70%, if that, of
Yeah.
Mira. So it's like, what the
Yeah.
heck else is there to explore?
Bunch of caves and stuff.
Yeah,
I've been trying to find the tyrant right now in this Oblivia. I can't find him
you
anywhere.
can't find it. Wow,
I don't know where he is.
that's interesting.
Who?
I don't know, some tyrant on my map. I can't find him.
Oh, he's probably one of them rare ones you gotta find at this particular time or something.
There was like a, what do you call it, like with the lights? What
You
is that
gotta
called?
do the hokey pokey. You
No,
gotta
it
do the
says,
hokey pokey
it
and
says
turn
he's
yourself
there
around.
always.
That's
Well, he's
interesting.
probably
But there's
he's
so
probably
much-
underground then. He might be an underground one.
Let me see how much of Mira I've explored.
I've
70,
explored.
77.76%.
Yeah, I've explored about like 60 something percent of Mira,
Yeah.
and I still like. I was like, what else is there to see?
Like, I feel like I've been everywhere.
Yeah. But sometimes I will discover like lands. I'm like, yo, I didn't even know this existed. Like, I discovered something a couple of days ago. It was something that the Nopon made. It's called like Nopon Road or something like that in Noctilum, and they've got their own like little pathway and like little rope bridges that kind of go from one place to the next. And it's like, yo, I never knew this existed. So it's a lot of interesting places. But another thing that I wanted to talk about too is the silent protagonist. I know a lot of people really weren't too thrilled about the silent protagonist. How do you guys feel? Like, did it ruin the immersion for you? Do you wish that there was like a real protagonist in the game, or how you feel
for
about
me,
it?
Like,
For me, it wasn't that bad. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, sorry. Yeah, but for me, it wasn't really all that bad. I kind of enjoyed it. It's I'm used to it because it's a Nintendo thing, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't bother me so much. It kind of worked out okay, I guess. I mean, I would have liked to have been able to actually hear my character's voice and actually have more interaction in that sense, but
Yeah.
it didn't really deter anything. It was fine. I was okay with it.
Right.
So,
Now,
yeah.
the only thing that I don't like, I mean, I don't mind the silent protagonist because, like, as Kuuppon said, like, we Nintendo fans, like, we used to this, you know. But
this ain't nothing new.
right. But the only thing that I didn't like about the silent protagonist is that when it was time for you to answer, like, everything stopped. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
like that. Like, the music stopped.
Yeah.
Like, everything just
Oh
stopped.
yeah, that was stupid.
That was annoying. Like,
I don't know. I feel like the silent protagonist is like a step back.
yeah.
Like, I haven't
Yeah.
played the first Xenoblade, but Shulk is obviously the focus,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a big part of that game. And then you go to someone like this who doesn't speak. He's more like Link,
Mm-hmm.
really.
Yeah.
Which is cool for Zelda because it's always like that. But that's like taking a step back.
Right.
And I get that the main character is supposed to be you, which is cool. I like that you can customize your character and stuff, but like, and he has a voice though. That's the thing I don't understand.
Right,
Because like
he
when you're
has a
fighting,
voice.
and you can choose the voice you want, but
yeah,
he doesn't.
So why even have a voice if we're not gonna have him talk?
That's a good point, because they do give you a choice to choose your voice.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, it
like,
just feels like it's not a big thing. It's just like if your character wasn't there, would the story be any different? No.
Right. It's
'Cause
basically
the
Elma
story
the
is
game.
Elma's story, really. Elma is the
Yeah,
main
it's about
character. You're just there for the ride.
Right. Speaking of Elma, that ending
This-
though, I knew she was hiding something.
Yeah,
she's
been
been hiding
stuff
something since
from
day
these-
one.
Yeah, exactly. She's been holding secrets since day one.
Now when I found out what exactly she was holding back, I was like, yo, am I okay with this? And to those of you guys who don't know what we're talking about, like at the end of the game, Zelda, goodness, but Elma, she comes out to say that one, there is no bodies in stasis in the
Right.
life hold. Really,
Even though
all
that's
it
what we've been
is,
told this whole time.
right? Even though that's what we've been told this whole time, what it is that in the life hold there was supposed to be like your thoughts and human records and things like that, and samples of human DNA, so that they could create new bodies for you to go into.
Essentially cloning yourself.
Right, essentially cloning yourself. But it comes to find out, you know, that was like a really big lie, and I'm with Doug. Like, Doug freaked out. He was like,
Doug
yo,
was like,
what?
What the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
but see, that's what made Loud turn on everyone.
Right. And
When he
then
found
I
out.
understood Lau. I was like, okay, I understand why Lau felt like that. Because it's like, yo, so are we human? Like, we just some experiments right now? You know what I'm saying? Some test tube babies, essentially. Like, he was tripping out, and I was with him. I was like, yo, you right. But then, you know, Elma also, you know, told everybody that she's not a human. And she was the only one who had her body in stasis because she's not a human. She's some other alien life form. And, you know, what we know
that
of her
we
is
don't know
not
what
her.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know
She's
what
another
she
one of
is.
the single species
She might be
bitches.
an original life form like L, like one
She
of the
might-
ancestors.
Yeah, I think so too.
She
Because
might
she
be.
knows too much.
She knows a lot.
And they said they sent, like, she said she was sent from someone else. Her mission was to be sent from wherever she was sent to go and warn the humans 30 years prior to their fucking takedown with the
she
game.
came-
So she came from
to
somewhere
save
warning.
people. I said she saved the entire race
Yeah.
by giving us the
Yeah.
technology for skells and everything like that.
I know some
'Cause-
people were speculating that she was probably like one of the purple aliens that were on the opposing side. Who
Yeah,
probably
the
didn't agree
opposing
with
team.
the
She's
war.
definitely is.
Yeah.
But her whole species was wiped out
Right.
Yeah.
in the war. Yeah, so she's essentially the only one, just like L.
Right. And you know, another thing
Yeah.
that somebody pointed out to me too is that whenever like the aliens were following the humans to Mira, it wasn't the ganglion who was following the humans, it was the purple aliens. So what the hell? Have y'all noticed that? Have y'all gone
Yeah, I
back
did.
to like the original intro sequence and like just looked at it? Like, they're right. Like, the ganglion didn't follow them, the other ones did. So what the
Yeah.
hell are they?
Yeah, but who are they? Did they ever explain who they are?
They never explain who they are. All we know are the ganglion.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
So these little purple motherfuckers just snooping around.
who are they? I don't know, but like that freaked me out because I was like, okay, I didn't really think too much about it. But then somebody pointed out to me like, hey, go back and watch the intro. Like, that's not the ganglion that was chasing them.
Yeah, it's not their ships.
So
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to that. I didn't even notice really. But yeah, now that you mention it, those weren't the ganglion.
So that just blew my mind. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Like, are the ganglion really even the main bad guys? Or are the ganglion just kind of working for somebody?
Right. So it's like, what's going on exactly? We don't know. And that drives me
Maybe it's in
crazy.
the manual. Everything's in there. Right?
Do people think that the aliens track Elma to Earth and Elma makes a remark in the story that maybe humanity wouldn't have been attacked if she wasn't there?
Huh. So maybe they're looking for Elma instead of the humans?
They say he said that she says it in passing under her breath pretty quickly.
Oh, that they're hunting her, not the humans?
Like, yeah, that maybe they were hunting me and not the humans.
So she probably is one of the original races.
Probably.
Oh, shoot. This
So
dude
she
in the
did
chat
bring this
is-
whole war to us.
Because if they were hunting her, they were probably killing all the humans just to get her.
Get to her.
Because they
Yeah.
couldn't find her because she's one. So they're like, well, fuck it, kill the whole planet and we'll kill her.
Oh, shoot.
But
But then
when they found out they didn't kill, then when they found out that maybe they didn't get her because and she was on the ship with them, then they were like, we'll kill all the ships and we'll finally get her. Then they still find out they didn't get her, so they're like, we'll follow her fucking ass to this alien, to this other world, so we can fucking kill her. So now
But-
they're just trying to kill all the humans because they know that they're in the mimeo souls or something.
Right.
That her personality or whatever the fuck
Could be
is in
in
one
any
of
of
those
them.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like just kill them all.
Oh, see, he was gonna answer my next question. He says the ganglion were definitely after humanity, but they found humanity through her, possibly. That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So maybe there's
So she-
two sides of that.
There's probably a lot
It's
going
all
on.
linked to Elma at the end of the day.
So maybe like the ganglion were after humanity, and then the purple aliens were after
Or
Elma.
after
Like
Elma.
maybe that was
Yeah.
her
So
people.
here's a little plot twist for you. What if L is actually an enemy, but he's just playing good and he's just getting all this information from humans because he is intrigued, but he still wants them destroyed, and he's the one that's sending these purple motherfuckers out.
Oh damn! Plot twist. That conspiracy theory.
He only seems interested in humans and specifically Elma,
Yeah.
because he takes
Yeah.
notice of her immediately once her change happens.
Yeah. He was thirsting after her whenever she changed to her real form. But I don't know. That's why we need a sequel.
Eh?
My mind was blown when she went into that room and she was like, yo, like the life hold been destroyed. I was like, what?
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
What? That was
impossible.
And you know, one person I thought was shady too was like the director general. I was like, he kind of shady.
He seemed shady, but
He
then
knows
like
something.
then when you did the rock mission, the Rocky mission with him, you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
he's cool, he's fine.
I don't know. I feel like he knows something that he ain't letting nobody know. I feel like he knows something that not even
he knew
Nagi
all
knows.
about the Elma shit already.
Well, yeah, that's probably what it was, but I don't know. Maybe that's what it was, but I always felt like he was keeping something away from us.
Oh, he is in charge of the entire place. He definitely has secrets.
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like even he probably knew some stuff even like Secretary Nagi didn't know, you know?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I'm sure. I don't know. But
Some sneaky stuff.
there's some
on.
stuff going on in Mira that we will never probably ever find out.
Like, give us some, like, Monolith, even if you don't make another game, give us a damn story to finish this shit off.
Like
It's
make like a
irritating.
mini manga or something.
Yeah, something, or some sidebar, or just post something
They need
on
to
a...
fill the gaps with the story.
They could
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
add some little side missions to kind of give us more information as DLC or
Yeah.
something.
Like I definitely want some DLC because like the story is not complete.
Definitely not.
It's not.
I would be okay with an expansion. Please make an NX like, you know, remastered with an expansion. I would buy it again. I promise I would. Well, let me transfer my character though.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm going through this again.
Yeah,
Let
I'm
me
not
transfer
doing
my
this again.
character and I'm
I
good.
put way too many hours into this.
Like, nobody's about to do all that. I'm not about that reboot life.
Oh man. Well, that's pretty much all of the topics that I had for the Xenoblade discussion. I guess at this time we're gonna take some questions and or comments if you guys out there have them. I'm not gonna take too much time out because we've been talking for a little while, but I guess while we're waiting on questions, do Alex, do you and Kuuppon have any miscellaneous things to talk about that you noticed about the game that maybe we didn't talk about during the discussion?
That is a question.
Let's see. We got somebody in here who asked, did you guys read the short stories that take place shortly before the game? I didn't. Somebody linked me to
No.
them, but I never went back and read
Where are
them.
they at?
I need to go
Oh,
find
let me
it.
see those.
I need to go find it
Yeah, I
because
wanna
like
read
yeah, because one of my homeboys linked me to it, a couple of days
'Cause
ago.
I have to admit that despite the story not being as, you know, spectacular as it could have been, there are a lot of interesting little plot twists and thoughts
Yeah.
that go into behind it. So I give them credit for that, and it would be nice if they kind of expanded on it a little like that. a little
Right.
bit,
Yeah, that's
but
good. I didn't really have that.
Right. Now, as far as like the story is concerned, even though like it wasn't like the best story ever, like it had a lot of elements that made you like, especially like when you're learning things through like the other races of people and do the side missions, it's like that kind of pulls everything together, and it's like, yo, like what is really going on? So,
yeah.
but he said it's called Forging Blade.
Okay.
So,
All right, I'll check that out.
I guess with that, y'all don't have any ending comments before we close?
Yes. Will you buy this so we can get a damn sequel?
Yeah, that would be nice. Help us out. We want a sequel because this was a really nice, pleasant surprise.
Oh yeah, like this game really did make the Wii U for me in 2015.
Yeah,
like I mean,
it capped it off very
This
nicely.
is my favorite Wii U game of 2015.
right. Like, and this game made me forget about all of the things that I was feeling about Nintendo, because I was like, oh, I'm so
It's
over
weird 'cause,
them.
like, this game, it has the feeling of like, fuck this, the limitations of this console. We're gonna do everything.
Oh yeah,
Right,
We're
and I
gonna
like
give you
that.
the social aspect. We're gonna give you a giant open world. We're gonna do what shouldn't be able to be done on this console.
exactly, and they
And I
delivered.
like that. They definitely did. They were like, "Fuck you, we're gonna figure this thing out. Let's go."
They definitely
Like, we're
did
gonna do
deliver,
it.
man.
So I definitely commend Monolith Soft. They definitely should win some kind of award for whatever. I'm sorry, they should win an award.
They need to win something, yo. This was one of the most overlooked games in 2015.
And that's
it was
what
the
sucks.
timing. Brought it out like too late for any of the award shows.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of the best games that's come out on any console this year.
Yeah, it was my top 5 of the year easily.
Like
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, it's
So,
definitely part of my top 5. So I put
Right.
it up.
and I know there's a lot of people out there that might not be really so much into like RPGs,
Into
but
it like this.
yeah, but I think that this game does a really good job at trying to appeal to Western people too. Like it's got a lot of like Western elements in it too, as well as Japanese elements. So I think
They
that
did a good
anybody
job.
could really get into it if they're willing to put in the time.
You know,
Yeah.
Generally,
put
I'm not
time.
really about these kind of games.
Me
That's
neither.
it.
And that's the funny part because I laugh because I know both of y'all and I'm not too much into these types either. So for us to be on it like this,
Right.
that's a testament to this game. Like
That's
this
saying
game is-
something.
That's saying a lot. I only put it in thinking, oh, I'm gonna just check it out for a minute.
Right.
Nah, that minute turned into quite some weeks.
I'm
Like a
almost
damn
200 hours
fucking
in the
month,
game.
even.
Yeah. Like I was
Yeah.
telling y'all like early on, I was like, yo, like we are exposed.
Totally. So I literally was gonna put this on for a couple of days, check it out, go back to Just Cause 3, finish that up. Never did.
Nope.
Never did.
Nope, that definitely didn't happen
Nope.
for me either. I was like,
It
I
didn't happen.
want to play other games, but I can't.
Like that did not happen.
It's just too much, man. But I guess with that being said, you know, whenever Nintendo had their final direct for the year, Bill Trinen did say that Zelda fans and Metroid fans would probably like Xenoblade. So he wasn't wrong. It has a lot of the elements that I personally enjoy from like Zelda and Metroid. You know, like the whole futuristic setting, the whole exploration, you know, getting to know like the characters and things like that. Like those are things that I enjoy in those games in particular. So if you're like a Nintendo fan out there and you're not really a big fan of these types of games, like if you like Zelda especially, give this a chance because it will help the wait until Zelda Wii U. I promise you it will. It helped me for the wait to Zelda.
These guys are going to be helping with the new Zelda as far as the open world aspect.
Yeah.
goes.
That
so
makes
that's
me
awesome.
excited.
That's very exciting.
I don't even want to talk about that because that's a whole hour. Just thinking about Zelda
Yeah.
open world, even half of what Mira is, like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Nah, I can't. Just my
That
face.
yeah, that's too much for me to think about right now. But
Just splooge. That's all I can think of. Like,
explosion. But with that
Sad.
being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'm gonna let Alex and Kuuppon do their little ending statements, and we're gonna get out of here. So go ahead, Alex. You start.
All right. What is up, people? Thanks for joining us tonight. Xenoblade really is my surprise game of 2015. Did not expect I was gonna get this into it, but this shit has taken over my life.
Yes.
Definitely, definitely, highly suggest checking it out. Even if you're not into JRPGs, like the combat is cool. The exploration alone is worth it. Like it is an amazing game.
I love this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not
Kuuppon.
been this
Oh,
invested
sorry.
in a game in a long time.
Me?
So that's
Me
a
neither.
testament to it.
Me neither. Go ahead, Kuuppon.
Alright, so it's your girl Kuuppon Strives, Gaming Diva, everything that Alex said and then some. Like, definitely do yourself a favor. If you have a Wii U, you should not go without playing this game at the very least.
Right.
Pick this game up, give it a chance. You will enjoy it. There's a lot to explore, a lot to do. It's overwhelming at first, but you're definitely gonna enjoy it once you get into it and start opening this bad boy up. Like, oh my god, that Walk of Fame.
That Walk of Fame. That's what we didn't even talk about. The Walk of Fame. Oh my god. The Walk of Fame, just in short, is when you're getting your scale for the first time and you get your scale license and you can finally get your first scale. Like it is
Oh my God, so
that
good.
moment. I cried.
And they make you feel like, yes, you accomplished something.
Yes.
But unfortunately, as soon as you accomplish that Walk of Fame, they literally put you back on Earth and let you know where you stand. Shut up.
Like, don't
So,
think you
but-
OP just because you got a scale, though.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you got you a scale, but you ain't all big and bad. Right. So, but it is a great game. It's definitely got some layers to it. Interesting story for the most part. I would definitely recommend it to anyone and everyone who has a Wii U. Do not do yourself a disservice and don't just like not get this game.
Right.
Like, please do.
Please.
So that's
please,
all I
please,
got to
please.
say. We don't life. All about them creators. Creators for life.
Shout outs to Kuuppon and Alex for coming on to my Xenoblade discussion. Hopefully this wasn't too long for y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it out there. There's not really much to say aside from what Alex and Kuuppon have already said. Xenoblade is literally life. So I'm gonna get back to playing some Xenoblade. Y'all have a good night, and to those of you guys who are watching this on my channel, make sure you give this a thumbs up, make sure you give it a share, and thanks to all of you guys who did take the time out to watch it live. Thanks again, it's your girl Nia, and I'm out. Peace.
Bye. Xeno life.